Okay, so this is reading 845 for UDW. I'll spend most of my time here, although the Oghams don't always go according to logic, so they can dart around a little bit, but we'll start here and work our way around. Now, you asked me some pretty generalised kind of stuff, and I asked you to be a little bit more specific on that. The Oghams like specificity, because otherwise general stuff can just be a little bit out there, so we'll see what comes up. This is the Ogham few that themes your whole reading, and this is Elder or Fian, and this is very much about giving and receiving advice. It's about giving and receiving support, and I keep getting they keep telling me that you don't feel as supported as you would like to, that you've been feeling a little bit lonely, neglected, not rejected necessarily, but certainly neglected, and not always. You tend to be the one that supports other people, but it hasn't actually been reversed. You know, people haven't always supported you. I'm going to see what else comes up for that as we go through. These Ogham staves over here represent the last 12 months or so, and they're themed with this Ogham stave here, which is Elder or Ruis. And Elder is traditionally, it's about shame or regret. It's about a time when, what else have you got here? You've got hawthorn here and you've got ash, yeah. So the last 12 months for you has been, I'll just tell you quickly, hawthorn is about difficulty and obstacles and things not going according to plan, things breaking down, things taking twice as long as they're supposed to, and everything not going the way that it should do. And ash underneath is about lots of changes and about people imposing change on you. So when we put all these three together here, what we've got is very much a year past where things haven't gone according to plan, and where there have been far more bills than there has been money, where perhaps illness has kind of jumped in on things when it shouldn't have done as well. But much more for you, it's about things breaking down, about not getting the job that you particularly want. And also I'm sensing here with your partner, you didn't ask me specifically. Your partner, I keep being told here, things haven't gone according to plan for him as well in terms of work. Does your partner work for himself? Do either of you work for yourself? Do you have land? I'm getting really confused here. But money has been a bit of an issue for you. There hasn't been enough of it at all that you've needed. So the last 12 months has been quite difficult. The one in the middle here is Sail or Willow, and this talks about what's happening for you right now. Now this is about flexibility. This is about your need to be flexible. It's about intuition. It's about femininity. It's about going with the flow. And you tend to be somebody who worries a lot, but you tend to hide those worries from other people. So you just accept what's going on, and you give the best that you possibly can, and do the best that you possibly can with what's happening. You talked about family. I keep seeing men, I keep seeing boys around you, so I'm not quite sure. Is that family? Is that boys? Yeah, we'll see what comes up there. You tend to give an awful lot for your family, of your time and so forth. These ones over here, though, we'll go through these really quickly, and then I'll kind of come back to them and summarise it all. Col or Hazel, beautiful, beautiful Ogham few. Love to see that there. That's theming your next 12 months. That again is about, similar to this one, it's about intuition, but it's about using your gut instinct. It's about using that inherent skill that you have. You have a really wonderful sense with other people and with animals, I'm being told as well. And it's interesting because your Druid animal oracle card was the horse, which I'll talk about in a little while. And I keep being told that you have that you're on the land, that you care for a lot of animals. I keep being, and that it's very much about, as part of that, it's very much about having a kind of sixth sense. It's about your ability to sense when other people need support and help. This one sitting here is pine or ilium, and this is about planning for the future. It's about revisiting your goals. It's about thinking again about what your target is, what your goal is, what your desires are, and writing those down and actually working towards those. And that's been a bit fuzzy for you in the last couple of years or so. Sitting underneath that is a rowan, and this is about the need to protect yourself financially, but also legally, and your health as well. It's about protecting your health as well, and the health of your family. And then down the bottom here we have this one here, which is you or Aho, and it's about changes, but it's about changes that you make, whereas over here we talked about people imposing changes on you, the bank saying you have to do this, and the council saying you have to do that, and other people saying that you must adhere to this rule and this regulation, that kind of stuff. Whereas Idaho is very much about, well, hang on a minute, I'm just going to take my own life, take control of my own life here, and I'm going to really think about what it is that I want and put into place what I want and what I think is appropriate for my family. So it's taking back control again, which is really good to see, because here it felt very mishmash. You know, there was no direction necessarily in the last 12 months, and it's been very you know, you've been at a crossroads, and what the heck do I do about this, and unsupported. So when we put all that together, in terms of the next 12 months or so, I see very much lots of good changes for you. You asked me about job. You said job prospects and what's happening with that. And again, I keep being told that you don't live in a town that you know, with lots of people around you, and so job prospects for you are also not limited necessarily, but you have to think about travel time. Does that make sense? Usually when stuff comes through from the Oghams, it makes no sense to me at all, but it makes perfect sense to the person that I'm reading for. That local jobs for you are quite limited, particularly with somebody that the skills that you have, which are quite intangible. You have that beautiful sense of knowing what other people need and knowing what animals need as well. Of course, that doesn't always translate into a pay packet, does it? So what have we got here? Money, it is going to continue to be a bit of an issue for you, particularly for the next 12 months. I can't go any broader than 12 months. But inside the next 12 months, money is still going to be very, very tight, and it's really important that you don't overspend. It's really important that you don't splash out on stuff, because it will mean that you need to sacrifice money that's important in other areas. So I'm really sorry to give you that, but inside the next 12 months, money continues to be really quite tight. You asked me about your partner, but you didn't say what you wanted to know about your partner, and I don't know what his name is, I don't know what he does, but the initial D keeps coming up here. And I'm not getting much about D, except that the status quo will continue. What I am being told is that your partner has been feeling a little bit stressed lately. His health is not bad, but that he's feeling very pressured. He's feeling very heavy, you know, the weight of the world upon his shoulders kind of stuff. And again, that may be around job, and that may be around money, and I keep being told that has been a bit of an issue for you. I can really encourage you over the next 12 months or so to make sure that you find ways to support each other in terms of communication. Really, really important that you keep that communication going for you. I don't see any travel coming up for you in terms of a holiday, so to speak. I don't see that happening, I'm afraid, in the next 12 months, sorry. Because I keep getting the sense that you have a real need at the moment to blossom and to develop and to explore new things. But that won't happen in terms of travel. I do sense that there is an opportunity for you to work outside the home, but it's about 10 months or so away. It's not until about February or so of next year. And I keep seeing a school environment. There's kids there. So maybe it's a club. No, it's school. I keep seeing a school. So not that you're teaching, but that you are supporting. You're in a support role within a school, and that you really enjoy it part-time. But that it's a great lot of fun. There's also, I'm being told that you have some really good skills with animals and stuff, and that they're being really quite cryptic here. Massage for animals. What does that mean? That you have the capacity to teach other people how to care for their animals, with massage, with flower essences, with natural means of medicine. So it's not necessarily being a vet as such or anything, but it's about you teaching other people how to care for animals. I'm going to see what comes up about that in a minute. Now, I mentioned this before, your Druid Animal Oracle card is the horse. I really like this card actually, and it feels perfect for you. The horse, or Ach, it speaks about new experiences to come and about journeying forward. So, that's about those job prospects that come through in about February of next year, and about exploring different ways to support other people and to teach other people how to care for animals. And maybe that's about teaching them how to groom horses or something. I don't know. Horse actually sometimes also talks about travel around the world and the country, and I've said here that I don't feel that inside the next 12 months there will be any overseas travel for you, but horse is often about travelling to new psychic areas. Horse is a great carrier of intuitive message, and you've got both Sail and Willow here, and Coal or Hazel here, both of which talk about the strength of your intuition and your psychic skills, and Horse is very much a carrier of those. And so I really encourage you in the coming year to think about your spirituality, to think about your psychic skills, and find a way, find a teacher, find a mentor, find a group that can help you support that even more, learn even more, develop it and grow those skills of yours even more. Horse is a link between Earth, which is about stability, and for you, family, security, financial security, family health is very, very important. But it's also a link between that and Sun, which is action and doing things. Horse encourages us as well to look much deeper within ourselves, again about that psychic stuff for you as well, and to look at what holds you back. What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses rather that you perceive that you have that hold you back? So your own self-confidence, is that a little bit lacking, and what can you do about that to build that a little bit more? Horse is very strong, is very graceful, and is a fantastic animal oracle, I guess, an animal guide probably is a better term, that can help us with motivation and to achieve our dreams. And what I'm being told here, particularly through this one here, is that the goals that you have are not yet clear, they're not precise, they're not specific, And it's really, really important that you sit down perhaps with a piece of paper and a pen and write down specifically what do you want. So in terms of job, what do you actually want? Not just where, but what do you want to work at? Who do you want to work at with? Part-time, full-time, casual, what hours, what days? Is it in an office? Is it out in the open? Who are you working with? Be specific, be specific and write that down. And also in terms of family and stuff, what are the goals that you have for your family? I keep seeing boys, again, I keep seeing boys around you. So that is your Celtic birth animal. Now, also I'd like to give you your Celtic birth information, but you haven't given me your birthday. So if you can give me your birthday, just the day and the month is fine. I can just email you some of that information as well. So I hope that's beneficial for you and helpful for you in making some decisions for the year ahead.